Is this thing on? Oh, yes. Hi, guys. Hey. Yeah, so I know what you're thinking. No, this is not Ali, but don't fret. He's not going anywhere. You will still be hearing from Ali. I'm a new voice that's been added to the ATM channel, and you'll be hearing from me from time to time. Starting with this one. Dimi is an amazing example of female power and resilience. She used the difficult experiences she went through during her teenage years to inspire her relatable lyrics and create a unique sound.
Baby daddy went and hit my moms with a metal pen. They fight 'cause he don't treat me right.
Her stunning vocals conveyed the deep emotions of her domestic trauma, while the melodies remain hypnotic and accurately portray the realism of her struggles. Known for her hit single, Soundtrack of My Life,
on a welfare line. Baby daddy went and hit my moms with a metal pen.
Why did such a raw and talented artist remain on the sidelines for so long? And then why did she disappear? In this video, I'm gonna tell you what happened to Dimi. Let's jump in and take a look.
What up guys, Ali here and welcome to Ali Talks Music. Add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music as well. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now let's get into the video.
Tahu Aponte is a Puerto Rican-American R&B singer, songwriter, and record producer who goes by the stage name Dimi. She has been active in the music industry since 2007 and was signed to Atlantic Records. Her music has been inspired by her rough life, particularly at the hands of her children's father, and accurately portrays the grim realities of the struggle surrounding the underbelly of the streets, domestic violence, and substance abuse. She relays her messages through the genres of R&B, hip-hop, and soul, and occasionally integrates rap into her music. Dimi was born in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, to a single mother in late 1980. She realized her love and talent for music at a young age when she performed Whitney Houston's Greatest Love of All at a local talent show and brought home first prize. When interviewed decades later, she said, "I still have the video from that event. I look like a little worm wiggling back and forth on stage with my little braid to the side, a yellow jumpsuit on, and yellow sandals. It was indeed mind-blowing." After the release of her debut single, she said, "I didn't even know I could sing until I was put up on that talent show."
This question I'm going to ask you for the Rock Me TV people is, at what age did you start singing?
I started singing about, I'd say 5 to 7, but I was in my first talent show when I was 7.
Oh, so you telling me that around the age of 5 you already knew you wanted to be a singer?
I didn't know I wanted to be a singer, but I knew I could sing. So my aunt put together like a bootleg talent show on the block, and everybody in the neighborhood who wanted to be in it could join, and we did it, and I won first place. I sang The Greatest Love of All by Whitney Houston.
Recognizing both her existing talent and her potential, her mother successfully enrolled her in Manhattan's prestigious Talent Unlimited High School at 13, where she would begin to pursue her music career. She studied chorus, mastered the art of harmonizing, and developed her skills, all the while maintaining an excellent academic performance. It seemed that she had a one-way ticket to success, with all the tools at her disposal to become a massive star. All of this was derailed when she got pregnant at the age of 17. Now, getting pregnant as a teenager isn't a death sentence, but at her mother's request, she transferred to a different high school to complete her studies and eventually gave birth to a healthy baby boy named Nathan. Just a year after changing schools, she became pregnant with her second child, Felicity, and her resulting emotional distress caused her to drop out of high school and instead pursue her GED. Now, to add salt to the wound, she had an incredibly toxic relationship with the father of her children. He was abusive and controlling, and her life slowly began to deteriorate. She explained that the verbal abuse came first, and then it led to pushing, choking, and hitting. Her situation worsened dramatically when she relocated from Richmond, Virginia with her children and their father. "I didn't have any family there and wasn't allowed to go out or make friends. While enduring his domestic violence, it became increasingly more difficult to hide her bruised face and arms. In addition, she was constantly surrounded by hard drugs and liquor, and all of these combined to shatter her self-esteem and bring her to the edge of giving up on her artistic ambitions. In 2000, before she even turned 20 years old, Dimi displayed her inner strength. After months of struggle and heated disagreements, she mustered the resolve to leave her partner. She gathered her children, Felicity was just 6 months old at the time, and returned to Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Barely 3 weeks later, she discovered that her children's father had been caught and arrested for selling drugs and had been sentenced to 2 years in prison. By January 2004, his illegal ways caught up to him and he had been killed in a drug-related event in Virginia. After his death, she battled for a long time to restore her self-confidence and control. She focused on establishing herself independently and trying to better herself to create a life for her children. She managed to get a job as a dental assistant and rented an apartment. She just took life one step at a time. For a while, I didn't know who I was. I had to relearn everything about myself. Once she had established herself and created a safe and secure environment for her children, Dimi turned her attention back to her musical dreams. Along with several friends from her neighborhood, she founded the girl group DNA and poured her heart and soul into the music, rediscovering her love for it. This is where her life finally took a turn for the better. While doing an impromptu performance at a group member's house, she caught the attention of producer Chris Styles. Styles went on to sign her to his production company, Dangerous LLC, and introduced her to Bruce Wayne, who was one half of the production group MIDI Mafia.
Talk to me about how it is working with the two production teams.
It's good because it's like a balance. I feel like I do different music with each side of it, and I think with Dangerous is raw and is what you want to hear, you know, and with MIDI Mafia it's just more musical, and that is more drama. So I love the balance. I love working with my people. I feel like I got a tight team, and just, you know, having people who are so creative around you just influences you, and, you know, it opens up your mind. I could bounce my ideas off of them and they let me know what's real.
Together, the three of them began to work on a demo. This was Dimi's first official work as a budding musician, and it meant a lot to her. During this collaboration, she produced several musically impressive but lyrically generic songs. This led both Styles and Wayne to encourage her to draw on her life experiences, including her domestic abuse and her experience as a mother of two at such a young age. Dimi took this advice to heart, and most of her work to this day is based on her own experiences rather than abstract relationship issues like most artists. Wayne and Styles were right, because her resulting music was equally powerful, moving, and easy to listen to. Her 2004 piece, So Hood, featured a cruder, a rawer Dimi, and inspired other mixtape giants such as DJ Envy and DJ Famous to copy her. In a podcast, Styles said the following: "We were getting so many accolades that I knew it was the route we needed to take. Dimi's been through so much, but she's able to take all of that ugliness and make it beautiful." By the end of 2004, she was signed to Atlantic Records through a partnership between organizations run by Styles and Wayne. Dimi's music allowed her to continue to communicate her narrative, which aided in developing her skill and authenticity. In all of her music, she openly discusses her life and struggles, which sets her apart from other artists. Her first single was titled Soundtrack of My Life, and then the album was due for release in July of 2007. The album details her life story, from her relationship with her mother, to drug and alcohol consumption, to even cutting lines for her boyfriend. The lyrics are surely raw, but due to undisclosed reasons, the album was shelved. The single Soundtrack of My Life didn't hit any major charts, but received radio airplay and was even featured on a Wendy Williams mixtape, Bring the Heat Volume 1. She had another single from the album titled On the Radio. This managed to land at 113 on the US Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs. She did release one mixed CD in 2007 titled Dying to Get Rich, but it was only released in Japan. and shortly thereafter she left Atlantic Records. Other incredibly powerful songs that were on her initial album included Wasn't Surprised, in which she details finding out that her father's children had been killed and her reaction to it. How Do I details her abuse at the hands of her father, while I Don't Care is a loving ballad in which she professes her love for him. These songs show the complexity of loving someone whilst being a victim of domestic violence, and the lyrics remain relevant today. Little Girl is a single in which she cautions listeners against the lure of the streets. In an interview with Bella Online, she asked what message she would like to leave with her fans, and she said, "I'm a single mother trying to be as real as possible. I sing about real issues, as real as it gets. I want to be me, and I hope whoever listens to me feels me." The album was the story of a survivor. Chairman CEO of Atlantic Records, Craig Kallman, said, Dimi had made a fascinating personal soundtrack with international appeal out of her exceptional real-life experience. We've witnessed her channel her personal stories of tremendous struggle and final survival into the making of a remarkable album with extraordinary strength, energy, and emotion. We feel Dimi will be established as one of the most importantly fresh and engaging voices in modern music because of this historic debut. The New York Post even named Dimi as one of the most revolutionizing old-school R&B vocalists. And in response to being asked how fame had changed her, she said, "I don't feel any different. People are just noticing it. I've always been Dimi. I feel blessed and humbled because so many people dream of it, and it's become a reality." However, despite these glowing reviews, she seemed to fade away out of the spotlight. Let's not forget that her album was shelved, and she left Atlantic Records. Not much was heard from her after that, except a feature in a song titled History, Thanks Obama, in 2009. And a single in 2010 titled Jump, which featured Nori. After years of hiatus, she finally began to resume her musical journey by releasing her music on her official YouTube account in 2013. As an artist, Dimi is inspirational and real. After her amazing debut single, she gained a strong and loyal fan base who were interested to hear more from her. Her drive and passion were shaped by her life experiences. She shares these experiences as a message as well as a cautionary tale, and expresses her gratitude to both Wayne and Styles for helping her find her voice and communicate from her heart. In her own words, "I am not a victim, I'm a survivor." Her advice to other rising stars is to get ready to work, put your whole heart in it, and make it your life. It depends on how bad you want it, and you really have to put your mind to it. Sadly, her exit from the limelight and her subsequent silence and lack of music allowed her to fade into the background. She was never afforded the exposure that she needed, and despite having all the tools and talent to become an international success, she never reached her peak. I have no doubt that her music would still be appreciated today had her album been released, and it's a pity that this glowing young star never rose to the fame that she so deserved. It's evident that her fans still wonder what happened to her and appreciate her talent. Dimi disappeared from the music industry and can't be found anywhere on social media. Her website domain dimi.com is up for grabs, her Twitter account is no longer active, and can't find her Instagram anywhere unless she goes by a different alias. She's definitely left her mark on the R&B scene, representing Puerto Rican Americans everywhere. Dimi, if you're out there, myself and all of your fans would love to hear from you and see what you're up to these days, so hit us up.
This young lady's so hot, I had to get a front row view. She's off the chain. Back one more time to celebrate the soundtrack of her life. Give it up for my girl, the sexy Dimi.
Just crossing by, sex and quiet is the soundtrack of my life. I am lost as one day and set it on. It's the soundtrack of my life.
that's it for ATM. Do you know where Dimi is or what happened to her? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit subscribe and follow us on Instagram as well. And if you like this video, you're certainly gonna like this next one.